Senior wipeout? I'm gonna
Probably
be recording, by the way. I have a video of it if anybody wants to see it.
Well, although I was in church on Sunday and somebody said to me, nice white river rafting. Nice somersault.
Maureen, you're a legend.
In my own mind, right?
No, in mine too.
All right, everybody, I'm gonna get myself out of the way, and I asked Maureen if she could come on and talk tonight to us. I know we have a few more people who will probably be joining us. Other than that, I also know there's another big promotional webinar going on at this time too, so but I want to say thank you so much to Maureen for joining us, and for each one of you for taking the time to join us. This is going to be a very special treat. So with that, I'll hand it over to you, Maureen.
Okay. Well, I'm glad to be with a small group of people. That's my favorite kind of way of communicating. I love Zooms with just a small number of people so we can all get to know each other and find out more about each other. And I know that I see Carmen and Marla quite a bit on Zooms that I'm on. And so tonight, Mark and Danielle asked me to talk about something that I'm passionate about. And of course, the thing I'm most passionate about is 7K. 7K has completely changed my husband and my future. And it didn't happen in a flash. We were not people that came in and just jumped in and did everything really fast and, you know, went from zero to hero in a week. And I know sometimes you see people like that on the Monday night calls and you think they weren't even with 7K 2 weeks ago. And now they're, you know, executive vice presidents or whatever position. And sometimes that can make you feel bad. Terry, I know with your shaking your head, sometimes that just makes you go, oh, I'm never gonna get there. And so sometimes when people ask me how we're growing our business and where I get leads from and what we do that we don't talk about a lot. I want to share with you tonight about referrals. And this is something I learned a long time ago in the network marketing business, that if I depended only on the people that I know, I would be in trouble. And I would be facing fear all the time. When we started working quite a bit with the leaders that I have on my team and with Curtis, Mark and Danielle, as I watched them and I saw them building their teams, I wondered, and I had people asking me, well, where are you getting your people from? What are you doing? And the truth of the matter is, several years ago, I learned in the business that if I was to look at a possible prospect, someone who is interested, or maybe even someone who's not interested in 7K, and I thought about the fact that behind that person, every single time is 100 people. I know 100 people. You might not believe that you know 100 people, but we all know 100 people. Maybe we don't know them really well, but maybe we know them a little bit. Maybe we've talked on the phone, maybe we've texted, maybe we've, you know, we've met them a couple of times. Maybe they go to our church, maybe it's our dry cleaner, or, and most people don't do much dry cleaning anymore, or somebody that we meet somewhere. That if we just, if our leaders said to us at the company, okay, Marla, if in the next 15 minutes, we're gonna give you 15 minutes to think about it, and at the end of 30 minutes, I want you to write up a list of 100 people that you know, and you will get 10 ounces of silver. She's writing, right? So it's the motivation to get people to think about who they know and for you to think about who you know. And when I talk about referrals, I'm going to talk about the referrals that I get from people I know. And since where I see, we got a couple guys on, but mostly women. And I can tell you that women are driven a lot by guilt. They, Carmen's smiling. Okay. We are pleasers. Raise your hand if you're a pleaser. You want to please your friends. You want to please, see all the women raise their hands. Mark said, I'm not a pleaser. Okay. So women are pleasers. So if we have a friend or someone we know who has told us that they really aren't interested in business of any kind, and that they're doing fine financially, they don't really need silver and gold, I like to take that and maybe not give them guilt, but I want to use the fact that I know that women, if they have told me no twice, when I have said, well, I'd like you to take a look at this, they say, no, I'm too busy. Then a few months later, I've gotten a hold of them and I've said, well, can you just take a look? And they've looked and they've said, it's not for me. That's twice. Women never like to say no 3 times. They don't. They feel bad, especially if they have a connection to you or a relationship with you. They want to say no to you. So one of the ways I like to ask for referrals is I say, hey, Karen, how you doing? Unmute yourself, Karen. You're gonna be my guinea pig.
I'm good.
You're good. Well, great. Well, I know I talked to you back in November of last year, and then we talked again in March. And I'm assuming that things haven't changed too much for you, have they?
No,
No, you're probably still in the same place. Well, I know that you know a lot of people, and right now Steve and I are kind of on a mission. And what we're trying to do is we're trying to share what we've found. And just let me tell you in 1 second, because I've been in the business a long time. I finally found something. Steve tells people we're in our 3rd act now, but I finally found something that that I believe in more than anything I've ever believed in. I've always loved the products I represented, and I'm not, Karen, take your defenses down, because I'm not trying to get you to sign up or become a member of 7K or anything like that. But I know that you know a lot of people. And I know that you're a kind and loving person. Right now, what I'm finding is that there are people who are really in a hard place. If in January, they were robbing Peter to pay Paul, today, they don't have any Peter to rob. It's gone, because everything's gone up 30%. Gas has, food has, everything has. Doesn't really matter whether they're young, with a small family and struggling, or they're in college, or they're like Steve and I in their 60s or 70s. People are in a place they haven't been in a long time. And so I just wondered if you could think of maybe 2 people that you know that might, and I wouldn't use this because bad English, I was going to say could use, that could use a little extra money. Or people who are people in our age, what I'm finding is they're fearful about where their money is. So if you've had any conversations with anybody, have you talked to anybody about, inflation or any of those kinds of things lately?
Maureen, I love you, and I love that you're an icon in the industry. And the fact that we kind of are in the same situation, I'm going to be really hard on you right now, so be prepared.
Okay, I knew I shouldn't put Karen.
You know what? I mean, because I'm talking to these people to want to come and join my business. Why, I love you, and I think that's great, but I wish you well.
Okay, well, Karen, I totally understand that. I totally understand it because you are running another business. And you know that I buy product from you and I love you too. And since I buy product from you, what I'm trying to do really, Karen, I really am trying to help people who are in the fear mode. And I know that your products make you beautiful and they make other people beautiful. but what I'm doing is I have people that I talk to on a daily basis. People get me on three-way calls with people. And you know what? They're kind of desperate. And so I'm reaching out to my friends and I'm thinking, if they know people that they want to help, maybe not to even start a business, but maybe to put their money in a place that's safe, or maybe to get some health insurance. Our company has some benefits that are a little bit different than any other company I've been in. They can get health insurance for a reasonable price. They can buy gold and silver. I got into this company because I wanted to have maybe 10 silver dollars in case all the ATMs in the world went down. And I know other people are like that. And so I'm really not trying to take your customers. I truly am not trying to do anything to that would damage your business, because you know me, I'd never do that. But as you're thinking about in the next week or so, if anybody comes to your mind, maybe it's somebody who's young and they've lost their job. I truly can't help them. And I can help them with getting more financially stable. And I know that the business model you and I both share are both good. But I just think times are different. Do you agree, or am I really off base here, Karen?
No, actually, Maureen, it's interesting because even though I gave you an arm's length, gave you really, heck, we're in the same business, why would I help you? What just happened was my mind clicked because you stuck with me, and you're absolutely right. I didn't want to say no again.
Yeah.
I truly did not want to say no.
We don't want to say no again. And so you're going to tell me yes. And then I'll say, okay, Karen, I know how busy you are. I'll wait a week or so. Just jot down whoever you can think of. And I promise, give you my pinky swear here, that I am not going to bug any of your friends. I will show them a 3 or 4 minute video. And if they have an interest, then I'll go forward with them.
Absolutely.
And okay, so back to the crowd. Thank you very much, Karen. I knew you would give me what I was asking for, because sometimes we can tell you, I can say, hey, Terry, do this. And you're going, yeah, what does that look like? Okay, you don't know what it looks like. So asking for referrals is really, especially with your friends, and not taking no for an answer, but also not badgering them. I didn't badger her. I didn't take our friendship to the level of, well, you just need to, I buy your product, so you need to buy from me. That's not where I was going. And for me, referrals is always that. And as a leader, when I'm working with someone, some of you have seen this before, but I'm going to share my screen with you right now. I use this when I'm personally just getting somebody started and they're going, nah, I don't really understand. Might even have to help me out here, Mark, because I haven't pulled this up in a little bit. Is this the one I click on to get it to? Let me move you to the other side just a second. Oh.
Yeah, let me see.
I don't know.
Is there a play button anywhere on here on the very, very top?
This one I just pulled out of nowhere, so it probably even has the old.
Looks like this is slide 22 of 22.
Excuse me?
Go up. This is the last
Scroll up to
slide.
the very, very top on the
Okay.
right there,
Okay,
go all the
there
way
you
up to the top.
Okay. This is, guys, I just want to show you how I use the referrals with this. And I'm showing you right now too, that I am totally low tech, high check. Okay. I am really bad doing computer things, but I have gotten a lot better since I got into 7K. You don't have to be a whiz at doing anything, but when I'm getting somebody started and they want to know about how to make money, you know, I tell them about our system and all that, and you guys have seen that, and that points equal dollars, and that 100 points equals $100, and what the memberships bring in for us, how much each auto ship is worth to get them on the auto saver. But then when I'm telling them, I tell them on your list, who are the 2 people that you really want to have your prime real estate? And I want to know who is it that if you had your dream business and you could say, hey, Mark, I'd like to pay you $150,000 a year to come over to my company and be a sales vice president, and you only have to work 5 to 10 hours a week. Does that sound good to you, Mark? Yes.
Yes.
Okay, those are the people. Maybe they're in a good position right now. And so I'm starting with people that I really truly do want to. I know some people start with, you know, I encourage people to start with getting 2 positions for themselves and their husbands, and if they're in a financial position, to get a 3 positions so that they're in a good place. But I don't consider them building until they get their first 2 people who really want something from 7K. And then when I talk to them, I'm kind of asking them for referrals. I'm saying, okay, let's talk about, of your 25 people, put a star next to the first 5 that you would like to work with, or the first 6. I like to talk about 3 on your left and 3 on your right so that you can become a bronze. And so give me some referrals on people that we're going to get into the business together. When we think about referrals, what is a referral? It's just somebody telling you somebody's name. Maybe when somebody's not in the business, giving you their name and phone number. So I can call up and I can say, hey, Karen, you don't know me. My name's Maureen, but Lisa Solomon gave me your phone number. And she told me that you've been in the business a long time. And I had something really different that I wanted to share with you. I wanted to talk to you about. Takes about 5 minutes for me to tell you what I have to say. I'd love it if you give me a call, or you know, I can text you later on. So I'm taking that referral and using the name of the person. I am not badgering their friends. So please know that this is just one extra way that we're thinking about that person that we know, that knows enough about the business, that might know someone who could be your $1 million producer. And one of the things Karen said that I think is so important is that I don't give up. If people, I wouldn't have fallen off the horse if I had given up and not gone the second time on the horse. And sometimes you fall off. And sometimes you have people like Zach looking you in the face saying, Maureen, you got to get back on. Sometimes you don't. Get in front of the mirror. And when you talk to a referral, or you talk to a person the second time, then you know that third time is going to be, okay, I'm going to get a referral. Next time, she's not going to tell me no again, because she's my good friend. I actually had a friend today who said to me, I talked to her in the beginning of the business. She's never been in the business, never interested in anything that we've done. And she saw something on Facebook, and she's in California. And I said, well, Steve and I are coming over to visit you. And because she saw me on Facebook. And I said, Steve and I are coming over to visit you this next week. We'll have to just pick a date. And she said, I want to hear about that silver thing you're doing. She's never told me she wanted to hear about anything I was doing. She knows tons of people. She's got 5 kids who are all married. She, you know, if she doesn't want to be active in the business, her kids are just the right age. So you never can tell. She, you know, I mentioned it to her a couple of times what we were doing. She never showed any interest. She never has. So I never went any further. When I tell people and show them how our system works, and I tell them we have a bank on the left and a bank on the right, and that all the money from our legs go up through the left bank and the right bank. The bank with the least amount of money determines how much we get paid. And so if you're looking at that person and they start referring people by bringing them on themselves, or you talking to them together with the 3-way calls that Mark and Danielle and Karen are experts at, you're going to get referrals. If you're in the right mind frame to know that that person does not want to tell you no again, that's when referral comes up. And when you get to that point, then you say, you know, well, I would like to, you know, I'd like to know, can you think of anybody who's really hurting right now? And I can help them with just 2 people. And if I'm bringing in this person, and as I pulled this up, I was thinking that I'm going to go way down here. I wasn't going to go through the whole slideshow for you. But this person down here could have come from this person or this person or this person. It could have been a referral from any of these people. But if I have a person who's not in, before I place this person, after I've talked to them, I will call the person that I just talked to, and I will say, Karen, I know you told me you weren't interested. I'm really just giving you a courtesy call. Sandy really is interested in maybe even building a business. I just wanted to let you know. I also am going to send you a little gift. It's going to be silver. Okay. Because I love to give silver to my friends. But I just wanted you to know that she is becoming interested in business. And I have had people say, well, wait a minute. If Sandy's coming in, what would I have to do? Okay. And what is she going to do? Is she going to do the business, or is she just going to buy silver? But if somebody gives me a referral that comes in, I don't have any problem at all going to my little box and getting a silver dollar and then sending it to them and saying, this may look like this dollar. I'll put that dollar in that Ziploc wrapped in our bubble wrap, and I'll put a plain dollar in there. And I'll say, one is worth $1.05, and the other is worth somewhere between $30 and $35. Thank you. Okay. So that's another touch to that person. So who knows when they may say, well, you know what? My girlfriend just sent me a silver dollar and it was so pretty. And it's actually worth 30 some dollars. Okay. To me, that's worth a lot more than a lot of people are doing in their advertising, because it's personal. And it's person to person with that person. And if you gave me a referral that came through, I would love. Anybody on the call want to give me a referral? You know, I would love to give you a silver dollar for it. So I just think that referrals are something that people, if you're not thinking that everybody knows 100 people, and out of those 100 people, how many down could you go with a person that you didn't even know, because someone that knows and trusts you gave you a phone number? I love working with warm markets. I consider a referral a warm market. I hate working with cold markets. I am not a person who would get on an airplane and start talking to the person next to me about anything. I just get on the plane, I buckle up, and I start looking at a book or at my phone. Because, you know, I could be on that plane for 2.5 hours and they might tell me about every illness they've ever had in their entire life. And I'm a kind and empathetic woman, but I'm trapped. So I don't usually talk to people on planes. I don't talk to people in restaurants. Once in a while, if I find somebody who's very kind and a good waitress and is working hard, I might leave them a message with a nice tip and tell them to call me. But usually I don't talk to strangers. Never built my business that way. So tonight I just wanted to share with you maybe just a little bit different mindset. Like Karen said, a little shift in how you approach people. Not that the end result might get you anything in the beginning, but if you can get into a good enough conversation that someone is educated enough to know what you do, likelihood is down the line, you could get some referrals. And I know, Mark, you like to keep this to about 30 minutes. So I just believe, I'm going to tell you one more thing that I have passion about, and I have a lot of passion about it. And that is in 7K, I have a lot of passion about the disclosure statement right here. And I'm going to tell you, because some of you may not have read through it, but when this came out, I was so excited because I'm a numbers person. And I believe that businesses do get saturated. When you have a lot of people in a business, it can get saturated. People can be going like, I've already heard of Amway. I don't ever want to hear of it again. You know, back in the 70s, I had people pull out a whiteboard when they invited me for dinner. Never again. I mean, that market got really saturated. It was really true, Karen. But when this came out and I looked at this, I read the second paragraph here and I thought to myself, I know that we have over 100,000 members. 100,000 members is nothing. It's nothing. Mark, how many people were in the last big company you were in?
Actually, I have no idea, but it was a lot more than that.
Oh, well, probably hundreds of thousands, right? I'm not talking
Most
about the
likely.
one we were in together. I'm talking about the other one.
Yeah, I mean,
Big
it
one.
was just, it was a very, very large number. It was a lot.
I mean, if you can,
We filled stadiums.
yeah, that was what I was going to say, Danielle. If you can fill a stadium with people, that's a big company. We could not fill a stadium right now. And when I look at this, and then I look down here, something that's really bothering me right now is, and it really truly, as a person in this universe that we live in right now, it bothers me that for 50 years, I've been talking about the 80-20 rule. That, you know, 80% of the people will do nothing, 20% of the people will do something, and a few of those will do something really big. No matter where you are, in an office building, you're going to have 80% of the people sitting at their desk, just having no initiative, and 20% trying to get ahead. It's everywhere in life. 20% come to the forefront, or as Steve says, rise to the top. But since COVID, the rule has changed to 85-15. That hurts my heart. It hurts my heart because that means 5% of the people in the world have lost their hope. They don't hope anymore. They just go over and get by the 85% who are stuck in a job, who don't see a future, who are just going to live through every day with the same expectation. So we're down from 20% of us who want to make a change and be the change to 15%. And those numbers right here, out of, if we have 100,000 people in the company and we have 85%, well, we can tell that 85%, well, I haven't done these numbers in a minute, so give me a minute to say it correctly. We can see that the numbers are proved out here because it's about 85% are associates, and they're making 250 to 500 a week, and they're doing good. And then roughly a little over 15% are in the higher echelons in this company, making more money. So the numbers prove out here. But even our associates in this company, most associates, one person on the left, one person on the right. Danielle, in every other company you've ever been in, if you had one person on the left and one person on the right, how much do you make a month?
Nothing.
Nothing, right? Not a thing. And in this company, even if it takes you 2 months to get 500 points on your weaker leg, that pays for what you're buying. I mean, to me, that's exciting. And a lot of associates are making $500 a week. I can show you one of the things that Steve does as part of the business every Saturday, because our numbers go away, is he takes the numbers of our people, and I have 3 pages here, double columns, 3 pages of people who are making over $500 a week. And I like to do it because I like to be able to see how much they make in a month, and they go away at the end of every week. So Steve is good enough to stay up until 10 minutes to 12 every night on Saturday and write those numbers down for me, so I can see who the people who are making $500 even every other week. Those are people we need to reach down and talk to and work with. So the numbers are here. We have 100,000 members, but we only have about 15,000 of them that are really working the business. I have never been in a position where we are better than we are in 7K. And I think Karen and Mark and Danielle, and guys, they're the only ones I can see on my screen right now, will agree with me that we're in the right place at the right time, and we're building with the right people. And to me, that's the most important thing. When we were in Salmon River, we sat out under the stars and talked to people. And we really had a beautiful time. But what was most beautiful about it was the fact that we got to really just talk to the owners of the company, the COO, the CEO, as if they were our good friends. And Josh said to Steve and I, he said, we do this trip. We take people, on trips like we're going to the Dominican Republic. But he said, we love to bring people here and have them see what we love. We love the outdoors. We love to ride horses and go on boats and do all those things. And we want them to really know us. That was beautiful. I mean, and he said it with his wife sitting next to him from the bottom of his heart. So I hope, now I've really gone over my 30 minutes, but Mark, thanks for asking me to share. I hope you'll put referral in a couple different places in your house, and just make it a game that 5 times a week you ask for a referral. That's easy to do. What are they going to tell you? If they say no, what do you say? Thank you. Okay, did that really hurt? Marla, did that look like it hurt? Okay, okay. Back to you, Mark, Danielle.
Awesome stuff. That's excellent, Maureen. Thank you so much. Fantastic stuff, everybody. I mean, you apply this stuff and you learn it from the best of the best, and you make it fun. That's the most important thing. And I can tell you, it really does come down to the relationships and blessing other people. So know that you're doing something good for people, even just by offering it to them. And if they are negative, just as Maureen said, don't let it affect you. It's just something that they don't see what you see yet. So I thought that was absolutely awesome, Maureen. We're really grateful for you. And I encourage everybody, tomorrow morning at 10:30 a.m. Eastern time, we do our call to action Zoom, where we will have one of the leaders there to give you a specific activity to do that day that will help to lead you to the results that you want in this industry and in this business with this company. And so once again, outstanding, Maureen. So grateful for you. Great stuff. And we look forward to seeing you all next week. Tonight,
Well,
10 o'clock.
Let me just say that you and Mark, you and Danielle provide so much to your team that it is awesome. Everybody that's on here, I hope that you really realize how much time that the two of them, you just don't get one, you get two. You get a twofer here with the two of them. And they work full-time. So we need to acknowledge that the time that they put into their trainings and the time they put in to their calls and just helping people, because it means a lot to all of us. So thank you for being who you are, guys. We
Thank
love you.
Maureen. That's so kind of you.
Thank you, Maureen. We love you too.
Yeah.
Loved it. I love role playing, so I love to watch that. Fantastic.
You knew I picked a Hardy there with
And
Karen.
I know,
Thank you,
Karen, that was perfect. I don't know
Yeah,
if you
that was
guys
wonderful.
discussed that beforehand, but that was perfect.
No, we didn't.
That
We
was
haven't
awesome.
talked. I just knew she would be the one.
All right. Fantastic stuff.
Bye-bye.
So 10 p.m. tonight, Eastern time, everybody, corporate call. Other than that, outstanding job, Maureen. Thank you, Karen. Thank you, everybody. Everybody have a wonderful night. See you tomorrow
Good
at
night,
10:30
everybody.
a.m.